Hello, everyone. I want to say hello again on this beautiful Thursday night. And I told you guys that I was going to give my friend Nick Moseder an opportunity to go live. I guess he says he doesn't have the ability to go live. People want to talk to him. I also seen where he said something to the effect that I'm whack. He was on my video watching. Nick, you should have said hi if you were on the video watching. And if you've been doing this for a while. But he was on the video watching saying that, hey, Dave, this is Nick, but he had a different name, Freedom Frankie or something, some weird name. He said, this is Nick. I need you to let me on right now or something. And I thought it was a troll playing. And I think one of my moderators might have put him in timeout. But Nick, I gave you a chance to go out and tell the truth and be honest. And like I said, I would have gave you mercy and forgave you. But Nick, it has been happening that people like you, people like Clements, people like Cashel have played games with the people. Nick, the other day you lifted up Clements almost to the point of God status, talking about not enough Indians and too many chiefs. And you talked about how we need to follow behind Clements and how you look up to him or something like that and how he's so great. Whatever it is that you had to say, it was some dumb junk. And quickly people started to check you about the foolishness. Now, Nick, I really wish that you would have just been honest and told the truth. I really wish, Nick, that somebody didn't have to come to me after talking to you and let me know that, Nick, you know better than what you're doing. Nick, I want to say that when you take money from the people, bro, you and Behizzy been making jokes about money and somebody getting something for what they do. But Nick, let's just be real. I bring real information to people for free. And if people want special classes and they want to learn rather than watching thousands of hours of video online that's free, they can just have classes that are narrowed and tailored for them. And it's membership associations, Nick, but that's fine and dandy. I know you and Behizzy don't like it, and that's cool. But Nick, what I do have a problem with is when you get money from the people and you know that you told them you're going to bring real news and they're giving you money because you're the press. Nick, in the past, you can look in the constitutions across the country and it tells you about freedom of the press. Kennedy, before he got his brains blown out, he said that there was an entity that was trying to take the freedom of the people, Nick, and that they were taking over the nation a little bit at a time, and they were taking over the news and would stifle dissent. They would hide the information, Nick, when someone was doing wrong and bury the headlines. Nick, that speech got his brains blown out. I think God let him find a conscience about all the things that he did, Nick, and the wrong that he saw during his administration. That was Kennedy, who was known to be one of America's best presidents. Nick, you had a chance to tell the truth about what's going on, and your duty was to be the news. Nick, I got information today that I'm sure some people would not have wanted me to give out, but Nick, to save the nation, it is what it is. Nobody will stop me. But Nick, you had an opportunity to praise someone who you dealt with. You had an opportunity to tell people to follow this guy. And Nick, I believe that it's possible that you knew that this guy was dirty, or you found out and he got rough with you. And you took off running, Nick. You came to the people and said, I told y'all this is about my family and my family's safety, and anything ever happens to jeopardize that, I'm out. That's fine, Nick, but you took the money to be the guy who reports the news. And when you tell people to follow after a guy, as you did, Nick, And then you fail to tell people when you find out something is bad or going on wrong, Nick. That is a cowardly move. I tried to give you a chance, Nick, and I love you. But Nick, today, you're getting these PCAPs. Because you wanted to get angry and get wicked and you just didn't want to come out and tell the truth. So now it's your turn, Nick. Get ready. All right, so here's a message that was shared to me from someone I don't know. But he's talking to Nick Moseder, as you can see at the top. Nick says, tell me more about Dr. Frank. The person says, did you endorse Clements recently? Nick says, unfortunately. Now, guys, I got to ask a question. If Nick is at the point where he says he unfortunately endorsed Clements, then that means that there's probably something in Nick's mind that tells him he probably should not have to or should not have endorsed Clements. The person says, have you taken it back? He says this was before the crap with Josh and a few heated exchanges which resulted in us quietly parting ways. So him and Clements seems to have had an issue and they parted ways. But watch this. The jury is still out. I don't know if he's a deep state bad actor or just being foolish. So in other words, you know he's either doing something foolish and stupid and bad things, or whatever he's doing is so bad that you believe he might be a deep state actor. But what you say next really tells how you think. So, I'm not going to publicly do so. So you're not going to publicly tell that this guy is doing something that seems wrong. And you're not going to publicly tell that it's so bad that you think he might be deep state. You just don't know. But you're going to leave it open for the people to figure it out on their own after you just praise this man in front of everybody as if he's God. You see wicked things happening. You see him attacking people and you stay like you're on his side. But what's the most strange about this is, do you guys remember Nick coming out and saying that I told you guys that if anything ever threatens my family, that I'm out. I will no longer do this. So he's collected money from the people. He's made jokes about me getting something from the people or insinuations. But at the same time, you know that somebody might be deep state. And you're not going to tell the people who you said you will give them real news. Is this the way that we should act, Nick? Let's go deeper. So he's not going public and he says he may come around when the facts reveal themselves. Really annoying to be in that position as David Jose accuses me of being aligned. Are you not sticking up for him and coming after Dave Jose when you know this guy might be deep state? Do you have any evidence that David Jose is bad or deep state? Come on, Nick. Be real. Let's continue. So Nick continues to go on to say he may come around when the facts reveal themselves. Really annoying. He says, Dave accused me of being aligned with the professor. I suppose I can thank myself for that. Yes, you very well can. And then the gentleman says, your progress is slow and you are tired. And then he goes on to say, okay, do you know how little I've engaged with the professor? Very. Now, Nick, it seems like you're lying. Because how are you saying we need to all follow him and you've gauged him and you've made sure that he was the real deal and he's like God and we need to follow him as his Indians and he's going to be the chief if you engaged him very little? Come on, Nick. Now let's look at this last part. He says, I trust CanCon 100%. I just realized he may have been duped by the professor's charm. You don't have to trust me. So he knows enough about the professor after the events that happened that he knows that he's no good. He knows that he believes that he may be deep state. And he believes that CanCon got duped by the professor's charm. He says the guy doesn't have to trust him, but why, Nick? Do you not tell the people and ring the alarm about what you believe about this guy? You stop talking to him, Nick, which means that he must not be worthy of your conversation. But Nick, you're going to let the people interact with him. You're going to let the people believe you think he should be the chief, and you're going to let him go on stages around the nation after you propped him up when you know he doesn't need to be there. Nick, that's not becoming, and I got more PCAPs for you, Nick. You let me know where you want me to go from here. But the people can see that what you do is sorry.